Hey, welcome to Other Side of the Selfie. It's Matt White. Glad to have you here. Let me get us all set up here. Just 1 second. We'll welcome Chris. I just got to go to my page, share it over, mute. Let's see if we're going here. Live somewhere. Anybody here? Says we're live, so that's good. Give me 1 second. There we are. Awesome. Hang on 1 sec. I just got to share this baby to my page. And here we go. 1 more second. Almost there. Your patience. We're almost there. All right. Rock and roll. Chris disappeared on me. Oh, there you go.
Hey.
Cool. So thanks for everybody for joining tonight. Again, this is Matt White. We are on the other side of the selfie. This is episode number 9. I think it's 8 or 9, something like that, which is pretty exciting. If you are new here, or if you just got invited by somebody, or you've been before but you're not quite sure what in the heck it is that we're talking about, other side of the selfie is all about taking advantage of what we are as husbands and being able to support our wives, significant others in the world of multi-level marketing, network marketing. Been doing this now for a couple months. Kind of started out as an idea to share and support and encourage and do what we can to help other husbands and other guys that might be in the same boat as some of us are, that might be new, might be considering it, whatever. But the goal here is just to help support, give ideas, give advice, kind of give our side of the selfie, I suppose. Doesn't matter what kind of network marketing you're in. It's all about the idea of multi-level marketing, direct sales, network marketing, wherever you might be involved in. Younique is certainly one that we are connected to because that's what my wife is, and that's what some of the guests that I have, including Chris here tonight. But doesn't matter whether you're in Younique or in some other network marketing, we'd love to have you and glad you're here. So I'm going to start with welcoming our guest tonight. This is Chris Kohler. Chris, if you don't mind, just share a little bit about who you are, who's your wife, what's your family, where you guys live, and just a quick who are you background real quick.
Okay. My name's Chris Kohler. My wife is Mariah Kohler. She's a Younique presenter. We live in Mountain Home, Arkansas. I'm an occupational therapist. I work in geriatrics and nursing homes in north central Arkansas and Missouri. My wife is also a third grade school teacher as well as a Younique presenter. We have 2 small children, a 6-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old boy. My daughter will be 7 next week on Tuesday.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. Yeah. So we're looking forward to that.
And you have a new puppy?
We do. We're not going to have any more children, human babies.
Right.
But we did get a new puppy for Christmas, a boxer puppy. Her name is Shiva. If we have any Walking Dead fans out there, we named her after the tiger. So.
That's awesome. We'll get everybody off before The Walking Dead starts tonight, so we'll be in good shape timing-wise. I'm a fan myself.
Good deal.
Cool. So how long has Mariah been involved in Younique, and was she connected with anything related to network marketing prior to getting into this at all?
Mariah has been with Younique since June of 2014. So I think in June of this year, it'll be 4 years.
Awesome.
Before that, no, nothing. No direct sales, multi-level marketing, nothing. She really wasn't even into makeup before
Yeah.
that. So
Sounds familiar. But yeah, my wife is
mhm.
also in her fourth year, started 2014. So they probably had this conversation, but I'm sure it's somewhere close to around the same time.
Yeah.
So she's been a teacher all along.
Oh
That's
yes, yeah, yeah. I know how many years she's been with Younique. I do not know how many years she's been a teacher,
yeah, that's all good.
but it was before her and I got married. So,
Got it.
um,
Cool.
10 plus years.
So when she got going into this kind of stuff, what did that look like? What was your opinion? Why did she get in? What was the story behind that?
Uh, she had a friend in Little Rock that was a Younique presenter that talked to her about it, and heard about multi-level marketing and direct sales stuff before. Never really put much thought into it. And when she talked to me about it, kind of wanting my opinion, I, I was really indifferent. It was $99 to start up, and I guess I did have concerns though that she doesn't really wear makeup. Before
So how you gonna sell
before
it?
Younique, yeah, before Younique, she wore really crappy mascara, and I think she told me she only wore foundation. So, I mean, how are you going to make money with a company like that if you don't know anything about makeup? So, that
Awesome.
was a big concern for me.
Sure, sure. And what was her
Um,
response? Like getting into it, I mean, it seems like a valid, a valid
she
concern.
she said it's $99. If I don't do well with it, then I just got myself a kit and a bunch of makeup that I'll use. So
Right,
it was a win-win. So
right, right. So what did that look like? So, it sounds like you were kind of neutral, right? Weren't
yeah,
jumping all over it, but weren't, negative towards it, which I think is
didn't really think much about it.
okay. Yeah. Just kind of jumped in and you were kind
Yeah,
of, whatever, we'll see what happens and
right.
that kind of thing, which I think is a lot where a lot of guys are. I think I
Hmm.
was in the same boat. I think, my wife, Ann, had done some network marketing stuff a little bit in the past. So I had a little bit of experience with that, but I think, so for me, it was kind of like, oh, it's just another, here comes another one.
Right.
But it really changed for us. So what happened, so she jumped in,
Hmm.
tell us a little bit about, kind of how that process went. Did it take off and she was awesome right away? Was it a process? How did that all work for you guys?
Oh, I think within the first week she made her $99 back, and we were like, wow, that's awesome. Within the first month, the amount of money she made and the sales that she made, it was amazing. We found out that this is something that she is good at, direct sales and helping people, find the makeup that fits them. She does Facebook lives all the time and does tutorials, and
Right, right.
she does a really good job at it. Yeah.
And did it start out that way? Or, I mean, obviously, if she wasn't a big makeup person to begin with, was there kind of a learning experience? And how did you kind of see that from the outside? What was your kind of thought as she was
Well,
getting into
she's
it?
probably like I am right now, and she was nervous as all get out. First Facebook Live. I mean, that's kind of rough.
Right, right.
But no,
You're
she
doing good.
just
You're doing
she,
good.
she got in groups. She got with friends, who signed her up, who she signed up under, helped her a lot. She was willing to learn and listen to others, and she just picked it up really, really quick.
That's cool.
Really quick.
So, what kind of stuff? Like, what do you do? What is your involvement? Do you? I know people help from a range of involvement. But what are some of the things maybe that you've kind of jumped in with? Maybe right away, was there anything, or were you kind of offset, and then now you're more involved now, or what was your experience kind of come alongside of her?
Well, the first thing that she ever asked me to do with Younique is, of course, delivering makeup. I do a lot of deliveries. A lot of her customers I work with in the nursing homes, and I do a lot of deliveries for her. And Lord knows we don't want her making all the deliveries, or she'll be spending 30 minutes per customer talking. So I help her out quite a bit with that.
Nice. That's good.
She's a teacher too. So doing this and Younique takes quite a bit of her time, a lot of cell phone time. So those two jobs at times can be overwhelming for her. And, I've learned to see that coming and do more around the house, help with different things that she needs to kind of lessen her stress. I do a lot of help with the kids, after school activities. They're both in sports. My daughter's a cheerleader and she's a swimmer.
Yeah. Just had our last indoor meet yesterday.
She did.
Right?
Yeah, she did yesterday. Yeah,
that's awesome.
She has fun. My son does t-ball and soccer, so we do a lot of after-school stuff. And if Mariah's busy with something with Younique, then I'll take the kids.
How do you feel like the balance comes in? I mean, obviously, a teacher is a unique scenario, right? Where there's certainly time at the job, but you also have stuff that doesn't happen at school, that happens at the home and things like that. So how does the balance, not just for her, but also, how do you guys balance time and energy and, things like that?
Well, I mean, it balances out pretty well. I mean, there are times though when, like I said, she is overwhelmed. There's a lot of things on her plate, this and that for school. There's issues with kids, parents, whatever it is. And then she's got 10 deliveries to make. And she's got, I'm sure you've seen the stacks of 5 or 6 boxes on our front door of makeup.
Right.
So, that can stack up and get stressful. So, if she needs help with sorting makeup or making deliveries, then I'm there for her. And, I guess the biggest thing is our kids are so young. Taking them out of the equation and helping with them really plays the biggest part.
Yeah, that's cool. So, with the you mentioned kind of time and the phone and things like that. What would you say are some of the challenges, both that you faced maybe early on? Maybe what was, if it's changed, but what was early on, kind of some of the challenges, but then also maybe still, right? There's still stuff that happens. Yeah. It's not perfect, but kind of give us a little bit of, share some of the struggles a little bit, and what did you do about it?
Well, early on, my job is pretty demanding of my time. Early on was finding and coordinating the time to help her, take care of the kids and to make deliveries or do this and that she needed. So that just took a little bit of time to kind of work out the kinks, right, and work on time management. Patience is the biggest thing. Really, that's the challenge.
All around.
You were saying, going through to today. For example, today we made a delivery. We went to a friend's house. A friend just bought a new house, so we went to check it out with them. After that, we had to go make a makeup delivery at the ER in Mountain Home, Arkansas. So she says, drop me off at the ER. She's going to run in. She's going to hand them the makeup. She says, make one circle and come back and pick me up. I'll be ready. I knew better than that. You're laughing.
I know your wife.
I made good. Four circles. And then I found a parking spot that I could see the emergency room door for when she walked out. So, patience.
Right. Right. Your wife's awesome, by the way. It's no cutting, but it's just personality-wise. I'm the same way. My wife would be saying the same exact story, which is why I don't make deliveries, because I would probably end up stuck out having conversations with everybody myself. So it's all good. So when like in your world, you kind of we're a little bit indifferent to begin with. What was it for you that kind of was like, hey, this is this is a real deal? I know you talked about money and, that kind of happened originally, but beyond that, right? I mean, just generally, obviously she's been in it for 4 years now, or almost 4 years. So what was it that kind of hit you? Was there a particular moment, or was it just something specific that happened, or, what kind of did it for you that you were like, yeah, you know what, this is right for her and this is right for us? And
I mean, there's so many benefits to her doing this company. The first thing that I noticed was just an overall change in her mood. She was a happier person after she started Younique. She was more social, doing the Facebook stuff, but meeting people in person, going to events, going to convention. She's just an overall happier person. She enjoys helping people, and she really enjoys working for a company like Younique that works to help, support, and empower women.
right.
So that helps a lot. But overall, it was just her mood, and she was happier. So I mean, that was the first thing that I saw.
Yeah. And did that happen relatively quickly? I mean, I know you said like she kind of made enough money and things like that. Was that like she found that was like a relatively immediate thing for her?
Yeah, within the first couple months. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then did you guys make the trip that first year, or was it the second year? When did you guys make the first incentive trip?
The first trip that we went on was the Jamaica trip. I want to say that was the first trip that was all. I mean, that was the first time we had heard about it.
Yeah, I think that was 2014, right?
Yeah. So we made the Jamaica trip. That was a fun one.
Cool.
And then the year after that, I think we had Cozumel.
Right.
The cruise to Cozumel, and then just this past year has been Punta Cana, which was by far the best, if you ask me.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. So I know for me, I mean, and Ann would say probably more so than I would, but for me, certainly, going on the trip was a big deal, right? So you get connected, you start to see. One, I think you see the community and all the stuff that's going around, involved in that, but it's also just an awesome opportunity to learn more about the company and to see what other people are doing and, how they get involved. Seeing people that have been really, really successful at it, seeing people that are, relatively new, but still made it to the trip and things like that. And then, hearing like Derek's story, for example, or just knowing, like you said, the foundation and things that, why the company is about uplifting and empowering women and what they do with the, women who've gone through sexual abuse and stuff like that. I mean, for me, that was a big piece, understanding the why behind it. And I would agree. I think saying, the mood and the positivity and, all that kind of stuff, I certainly saw in Ann as well. How have the kids responded? Do they, I know they're relatively young. You said, I think 7 and 3, 6 and 3, 7 and 3,
6 and 3. Well, my daughter will be 7 next week. So what's their 4?
Okay. What's their, do they have any idea what Mama does, when she's on the phone or, doing videos?
Yeah. If anybody's watched any of Mariah's videos, about half of them have my son in them.
Cool.
He'll run up and, she'll give him a kiss on his cheek to show that the lipstick doesn't rub off, or, use him in some form or fashion in the videos. So,
right. So they've got pretty they're right in there with it.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cool. They know Mama sells a lot of makeup, and my daughter is trying to get into it too. So.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah. I have seen, and I'll do a little shout out. I don't know if Liz is watching, but Liz Medley's daughter Ruby has her own channel now on Facebook, which is awesome. She does little video makeup tutorial videos. I think she is 5 or 6. And she cracks me up. It's hysterical. So maybe you got to start
check that out. Yeah.
That's pretty fun. So what would you say, in overall, right? So I know you talked about her attitude and things like that as being, turning positive, but like, what's kind of what would you say is the overall biggest benefit, not just in Younique, and certainly you can talk about that, but I think just in general, multi-level marketing and kind of what she's doing as a business owner now. What's kind of what would you say are the biggest benefits or the biggest joys a part of that?
Well, I mean, the biggest benefit by far is the financial aspect. I mean, her first month in, I just couldn't imagine, how $99 could lead to that.
Right.
But, after 2 years, we were paying bills and things like that with Mariah's Younique money. They put it on a debit card for her. But after 2 years, we realized that, I mean, it was so much more that we put in a pool based upon her Younique commissions and what we could afford month to month. But we put in an in-ground pool year 2 in to Younique, and it's the different things that we've been able to do. Our air conditioner broke.
Yeah.
And she used her Younique card. I mean, that was a few $1,000s.
Right. Right.
But, the financial aspect and just not worrying about, long gone are the days that Mariah calls me worried because she really likes this pair of shoes. She's out shopping and they're $150. So she's asking me if I feel like it's okay.
Right.
Long gone are those days. She just, she gets what she wants and we don't worry about it anymore. So.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What would you say? So for somebody that is, was in your spot, but 4 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago, where you're kind of in it a little bit, but not, not full in like you have now. What kind of advice might you give to? I know you mentioned patience, which might be, kind of a leading question here. But what would you, what kind of advice might you give to somebody who's concerned about, their wife's possibly getting into something or girlfriend or whatever, they're maybe going to get something, and it does involve a little bit of an investment, both in money and time. What would you say to somebody who's just starting out saying, I'm not real sure that this is the right thing?
I'd tell them that your wife or girlfriend, they're going to surprise you. You may have reservations about it, but I mean, I was surprised. I should have believed in my wife a lot more earlier, than I did. Gosh, I mean, if I had known what I'd known now, I'd tell her to jump right on it. But
right.
Give it a chance. Give it a chance. She's going to surprise you.
That's awesome. Cool. And then what would you say, we'll kind of wrap up with this, but what would you say is like a lesson learned or kind of like a takeaway that you've had? It can be related to Younique and, just in general to multi-level marketing or direct marketing, whatever. But like, what would you say is kind of something that you've learned over this time is maybe an aha moment or something for you?
No, I mean, I guess it goes back to, giving things a chance. You may have a reservation, but don't let that stop you. I mean, a lot of these different multi-level marketing or direct sales, I mean, it's very low buy-in at the beginning. Mm-hmm. It doesn't break the bank. Give it a shot. And, like I said before, I mean, my wife surprised me. Your wife, your girlfriend, they will too.
That's awesome. Cool. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming and joining me tonight. I know the rest of the world doesn't know, but it was kind of last minute, so I apologize. But thank you very much for popping on. Love getting to know you. And just a real quick background, I should have said this before, but Chris and I met on these incentive trips. So we were the only reason we're connected. He's in Arkansas, I'm in Ohio. So, the only reason that we're connected, we see each other once a year, but chat on Facebook and stuff. So it's a really cool thing that multi-level marketing is done with a company that is, spans the world to be able to connect with people from all over the world, all over the country. So it's really cool. And so thrilled to have had you here, and tell Mariah and the kids they said hey, and hopefully we'll see you sometime soon.
All right, will do. Thanks, Matt.
Cool, man. Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Bye.